massive sweep. But first of all, there aren't, in the Senate, there aren't that many seats actually up for grabs. I mean, it will be, I don't know what it will be. I have no idea what it will be if all of those toss-up states at RCP right now go to the GOP. That's going to be madness. It is going to be absolutely crazy. Do I have confidence that's going to happen? Not really. But if that were to happen, that would be crazy. Still not enough to get you to that point, and that's just kind of the way the system works. In the House, could be more than a couple dozen going to the GOP, and that's going to be a big deal. One of the things that was a reminder yesterday, Gary, and I forgot to mention this earlier, somebody made the point yesterday on Twitter, keep in mind how the GOP was underestimated in the polls in the House in 2020. The GOP actually gained seats in 2020. They didn't get the majority. But remember the surprise after the election going, I mean, all the focus was on the presidential election, but in the House, they were like, the Democrats didn't perform as well as everybody thought they would perform. Well, if you apply that same dynamic here, then, it could be a huge win for the GOP. But again, not everything is the same. It could be a lot worse for the Democrats, and it could be even greater for the GOP. I don't know.
Well, to the last caller, first off, there's a murder politically. And I think we read it on the air. It was the Carson on the air. It's about Carrie Lake. She doesn't have the traditional, Republican consultants even before.
Right.
Her campaign, both her and DeSantis are not ignoring what their campaign advisors are telling them. Their campaign advisors are in agreement with them.
Right.
So there isn't this thing where they're doing it. Overall, though, if you've been a long time listener to the show, number one, first off, I said I won't be happy unless the vote goes 80-20 because the policies are so insane. But I don't blame that necessarily. You can look and say, well, if Republicans had a much longer-term message, maybe we could have convinced, they could have convinced more people that, not to vote Democrat and move more Democrats over. But I really don't think in this election, precisely, there is no middle ground.
Right.
Let's look at the people that are in the middle ground right now. Romney. Not running, but do you hear anything from Romney these days? No. Nothing. Murkowski is losing to the last poll we saw. She was expected to pick that up, and they're both Republicans, in their ranked voting that they have in Alaska. You and I said if she wins, that's almost like a GOP pickup.
No, it really is. Murkowski.
Yeah, and so Murkowski, you don't hear her. You don't hear a lot of coverage on her talking about the middle ground.
Right.
Frankly, I'm not saying that there isn't a middle ground, that their middle ground doesn't exist and won't come back again. But right now in this election, there is no middle ground.
No,
Oz is running on the exact same thing that DeSantis is running. Oz is running, on all those 4 or 5 major issues. I believe the candidates in Colorado is doing the same thing. He's running on the issues. That's why Trafalgar shows that Bennett's only up, +2. It's easy to say they should win every race, and if they're not messaging correctly. You and I had the greatest doubts about a lot of these candidates, Republican candidates, early on that they would not message properly. You had Katie Hobbs say that Carrie Lake is just, for the governorship is just one issue, is a one-issue candidate. It's not true. And it's only about a stolen election. What I've been so impressed with Carrie Lake is how she has gone through specifically point after point after point after point on those 5 major issues and saying this person isn't doing their job. Yeah, that's how you win this. DeSantis is doing the same thing. Oz is doing the same thing. Oz, compared to what I expected, has impressed me, and Fetterman's just such a horrible candidate. and so you look at Georgia and you look at Walker. Walker is up right now.
Yeah.
And so and is expected according to RCP to take it. A lot of these other states, if you're expecting that in a pure blue state that still you're going to win as a Republican if you properly message, that's a reach right now. Maybe it won't be a reach in 2 years. Right. But I would. I think that maybe there is no choice for Republicans. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. Maybe it's the issues are so well defined that there is no middle ground.
No, I think there's a point to that. Yeah.
And so they have nowhere to go.
Right.
Because where do you, as the last caller said, where's the middle ground on minor genital mutilation?
There is none.
Where is the middle ground on we practice identity politics where we judge people by groups and not as individuals? We judge them by their skin color and not by their content of their character and their mind and where they stand on the issues. Where's the middle ground there? There is none. There is no middle ground.
Right.
Well, you know something? I'm going to split the Irish. Since I'm Irish, I'm allowed to do this. I'm going to split the Irish into the sober and non-sober classification, so I'm not judging them as one group, but by two groups. I mean, is that okay? Is that the compromise? Okay.
What, are the bars closed?
Yes, in the cities that close the bars on election day.
How do we get to two groups?
Am I safe there? No, but there is. You're getting to the point. Where is the middle ground on if a biological male believes they're a female, that makes him a biological female? There is no middle ground. Where is the middle ground on the border right now? Where's it? Well, let's let half the illegal immigrants in. No. It's either you're for what Biden is for, which we believe is open borders, that's where they wish to get to, or where probably the majority of Americans agree on, which is, okay, once you secure the border, then we'll talk about legal immigration into this country and what the amount should be.
In fact, right now, the only amnesty that the left is talking about pertains to COVID.
COVID
has nothing to do with the border.
No, that's a great point. Yeah.
You're right.
That's a great point. Amnesty is not even being discussed, is it?
It isn't, and I think because you're looking at the reaction by Mayor Adams and the other blue mayors that were seeing immigrants in their town by the busload, told you exactly how that was going to play out, and I think the governors of Texas, Arizona, and Florida knew that it was going to do that, and it was about bringing this to the surface for a real discussion, and there's no way to get around that because every town, every city is a border town, and that's the way it is. Everyone right now, no one is exempt from fentanyl. No one. It's what's going on right now across the southern border, and how this is ramping up, this tragedy, and we still do nothing about the border. Inflation. You're handed this arrogance. Oh, you've got savings. Oh, you can go buy the generic brand.
Right, and so on crime, where's the middle ground on crime?
None.
Well, I'm only for a 20% increase in crime.
Right.
Where's the middle ground now that the Democrats went down the road of defunding the police? I think part of the thing is there is no middle ground now because of such radical positions that the Democrats staked out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons when you sit there and they're holding the middle ground. Which candidate's holding the middle ground? I don't know which Republican. Maybe there is one out there. I'd like to know who they are and what their philosophy is. But where is the Republican right now on those 5 major issues that are saying, that there's some middle ground on these 5 major issues that we talk about? crime, inflation, gas prices.